Good morning. Today our topic is group 14 elements of P block, and in that is called carbon family, and we have carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead as the elements. Carbon is the first element. It is the most abundant element present in different forms of petroleum products, coal and all the natural occurring elements contain carbon. Even our body, the cells of plants, animals, they contain carbon. So we'll go today with the carbides, and in those carbides we'll study how it is done. So let us see the slides and understand what are carbides, what are their types and how it is used. Now let us see the slide of this. Now this is carbon 14, that is carbides. Carbides are, what are carbides? Carbides are compounds which contain carbon bonded with some less electronegative elements. Depending upon the bonding, there will be different types of carbides. If the bond between carbon and the element present is ionic, they are called ionic carbides. If the bond between them is covalent, they are called covalent carbides. Likewise, so we will see in our class that how many types of carbon. So here we have some notes. They are generally prepared from metals and metallic oxides. How they are prepared? We know that metals are less electronegative. So carbon will definitely bind with metals and some of the non-metals also. They are generally prepared from metals and metal oxides at high temperatures by combining the metal with carbon. Carbides are used in industries. So we know that they have their industrial use. Then we were seeing the types of carbides. We have different types of carbides. That is ionic carbides. They are also called salt-like carbides. Then we have covalent carbides and we have metallic carbides. And there is another type that we call as interstitial carbide. What are interstitial carbides means? Carbides, sometimes these carbides are embedded in the metals have there between two atoms of a metal there will be some space, and that space is called interstitial space. Among that space, if carbon goes and gets penetrated, they are called interstitial carbides. Now let us see in detail what are ionic or salt-like carbides. Ionic and salt-like carbides, as I told you, they are formed by carbon and metals. For ionic, the difference between the electronegativities should be more than 2.1. Hence, which are less electronegative metals, they form this type of carbides or ionic carbides. Then we have first A group and second A group elements. They are called alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. So when carbon joins with alkali or alkaline earth metals are some of the group 3 elements. Group 3, that is boron, silicon, boron and all this, they form carbides. Boron and aluminum form carbides. But other elements of group 3 do not form this type of carbides. Group 3 do not form. So here carbon in carbides, in all the types of carbides, and particularly when we are talking about ionic carbides, the ionization state of carbon will be negative and metals will have positive. So here carbon will be in -2 and -4 oxidation state. So these ionic carbides are divided into 3 types based on their hydrolysis. When these are hydrolyzed, they give some organic compounds, alkanes, alkenes, ethane, methane, acetylene, all these things. So you know when how methane is prepared? When aluminum carbide is dissolved in water, you get methane. So this carbide is called methanide. Methanide means carbide which give methane on hydrolysis are called methanides. So here aluminum carbide and beryllium carbides, when they get hydrolyzed, they give methane gas, hence they are called methanides. Similarly, we know that calcium carbide, particularly calcium carbide, when dissolved in water, gives acetylene gas. Hence, it is called acetylides. We know in welding, gas welding, we use acetylene gas. And how acetylene gas is prepared? If you see the procedure there, the carbide is mixed in water. Which carbide? Calcium carbide is mixed with water to give acetylene. Similarly, if you are aware, ethylene is the gas which helps the fruits to get ripen. Hence, they also use carbides for ripening of fruits. In that also, we use this magnesium carbide. When magnesium carbide is dissolved in water, we get ethylene gas. So this is about salt-like or ionic carbides. What are ionic carbides? Carbide which contain carbon and that atom. Suppose A is the atom. The bond between carbon and atom should be ionic. So to be ionic, they should have low electronegativities. First A group, second A group, and among the third A group, boron and aluminum only form ionic carbides. So ionic carbides are divided into three types: methanides, acetylides, and allylides. This is about ionic carbide. Next, we'll see covalent carbides. Second type is covalent carbide. Covalent carbides are carbides of silicon and boron. You see only these two elements. Boron is third group, silicon belongs to fourth group. Only these two elements form covalent carbides. Why? Why covalent? Covalent means when the electronegative difference is very less or almost same, what they do? They form covalent types of carbides. The bond is covalent because electron cannot be transferred. So here boron carbide and silicon carbides are only covalent carbides. And you will be astonished to hear that silicon carbide and boron carbides are very hard compounds. The bit used, we have seen the motor which ducts borewells. The bit contains boron carbide. It is the hardest substance. Even it grinds the earth and the big rocks inside the earth. So here covalent carbides are found in carbides of silicon and boron. The reason these two elements form covalent carbide is due to their similar electronegativity and size to atom. They have similar electronegativity and size. Because of this, their association is completely covalent. Silicon carbide has two similar crystalline forms, which are both related to diamond structure. The structure of silicon carbide is similar to that of diamond, and boron carbide, on the other hand, has an unusual structure, that is isocahedral boron units linked by carbon atom. In this respect, boron carbide is similar to that of boron-rich boride. It is known as boron silicon carbide is known as carborundum. Car-B4C is known as carborundum. It is used as refractory material. Then if you go further, interstitial carbides. What are interstitial? I told you in the beginning, some metals have some space in between two atoms in their crystalline structure. So interstitial carbide describe the carbide of group 4, group 5, group 6 transition metals. These carbides are metallic and refractory. They are formed so that the carbon atom fits into octahedral interstices, closed back metallic lattice. That means when atom radius is greater than this ppm, 135 ppm, carbon atom gets into the space which is there in between two atoms of metal and it forms interstitial carbide. So there is nothing more to worry in this, that is interstitial carbides. Then we have transition metal carbides. The fourth type is metal carbides. So metals means only transition elements, that is not the 2, 6, 7th group, but is 8th group and higher groups, such like iron, cobalt, manganese, nickel. They are forming metal carbides because the interstitial space is less than 135 ppm. If the space between two atoms of a metal is less than 135 ppm, they form metallic carbides, or otherwise they form interstitial carbides. So these are two or one type, that is metallic carbides. So what are carbides? Carbides are compounds of carbon mixed with some other element having less electronegativity. But we know that only metals have less electronegativity, but two elements, boron and silicon, also form carbides, but they are covalent. So what are types of carbides? Ionic carbides, covalent carbides, salt-like carbides, and interstitial carbides. Interstitial carbides. The interstitial carbide, first salt-like carbides means carbides of carbon along with metals of first A group, second A group, and third A, that too boron and aluminum, are metallic carbides. And suppose if the difference of electronegativity between carbon and that element which is forming carbide is very less or equal, they form covalent carbides. So boron and silicon form covalent carbides. As I told you, they form covalent carbides and they have very peculiar characteristic. That means they are very hard, and their structure, this is covalent carbide, and their structure is also somewhat peculiar. That is, it is some type of diamond. We know diamond is hard because of structure. Similarly, covalent carbides have that type of structure. And carborundum is the hardest substance. It is boron silicon carbide. Boron silicon carbide is carborundum. Carborundum is hardest substance. It is used as refractory material and it has got many industrial applications. And when we go for interstitial or metallic carbides, there is one type only. Actually, in types of carbides, I have shown you 4, but there are 3 only: ionic or salt-like carbides, covalent carbides, and metallic carbide. What is the difference between these two? They are all metallic only. These two, third and fourth, are metallic only. But if the distance between two atoms of a metal is less than 135 ppm, carbon cannot go into that space. Hence, they are called metallic carbides. If carbon penetrates in between the two space of which is there in between two atoms, it is called interstitial carbide. So these are two same. So carbides are different types of compounds. They are very industrially applicable compounds. Next, that carbides, we have another group of compound that is called silicones. Silicones are polymers, organopolymers. When silicates, SiO3 is silicate. When silicates react with any alkali metal, any alkane or alkyl group, they are called silicones. You see, this is the general formula of silicon. SiORR. X means the number of times it is polymerizes, where R can be any one of the variety of organic group. Polysilicones and polymers whose backbone consists of alternating atoms of silicons and oxygen. So silicones are very industrially important compound. How they are prepared? Silicones are prepared by hydrolysis of alkyl or aryl substituted silicon halides. Alkyl substituted silicon halides are prepared by passing gaseous alkyl or aryl halides. That means they are prepared, industrially prepared. We cannot prepare them in lab. Properties. Silicones exhibit many useful properties. That means they are low thermal conductivity. So in preparation of electrical cables, we use them. They have low chemical reactivity, low toxicity, they are thermally stable, and they are water repellent. You see, these are 5 important properties. Thermal conductivity, low thermal conductivity. That means they are not sensitive to heat, not sensitive to chemical reaction. They do not undergo toxicity and they are thermally stable. The ability they repel water. Then in water sealings, the silicones are used. Structure of silicon. You can refer to any book for this structure of silicon. Uses of silicon. Silicon is the one of the most useful element to mankind. Most is used. Most of them are used to make alloys, including aluminum silicon, ferrosilicon. They are used in alloys. Silicones also used to make silicones. Silicon is used to make silicones. Dynamo, transformer, plates, engine blocks, cylinder heads, and machine tools. They are all made up of silicones. So in next class, we'll go for fifth A group element. So this is end of our class. Thank you. Thank you.